Apparently writing a good script for streaming has lower odds than the lottery. I'm Justin.
Penis, wiener, butt. Funny joke, laugh. I'm Sam.
Oh, John Cena. I love you. You're so handsome. What were you thinking? I'm Jackie, and this is Jackpot on Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness, podcast about bad movies for bad movie lovers by bad movie lovers. I'm your host, Justin. With me are Sam and Jackie. This week on the show from 2024, currently streaming on Amazon Prime. I believe this is a direct to Amazon Prime movie. It's John Cena, Awkwafina, and Simu Liu in Jackpot.
Simu Liu?
Simu Limu?
Simon Liu?
Simu Lyman Liu?
Simu Siwisku? Sean William Scott? Shiwisku!
Shiwisku!
We love you! You should have been in this movie for like another 45 minutes. At least.
Since you did my whole thing, I'm just going to get into some of the rules on how I rate movies. First, you get an entire half star for putting Sean William Scott in it. You get just like, here you go. Here's a half star. You got Sean William Scott in your movie. I don't care what happens after that. You get a half star. However, if you kill Sean William Scott in the first 10 minutes of the movie, you lose an entire star. Just right off the bat. You've already fucking pissed me off, goddammit. Rule number 2. If you make me listen to fucking Beverly Hills by Weezer, you lose 2 stars. 2. Gone. It could be fucking Shawshank Redemption. If that song comes fucking on, 2 stars. Gone. They're gone. You're not getting them back.
We're sitting right now at negative 2.5 stars.
Yeah. You fucked
and I
up
see very
real bad.
I have no idea, knowing you, and what would earn any of that back.
No, they're in the hole. They're in the hole here. Pretty bad. But like I'm telling you, it could be fucking Lawrence of Arabia, Beverly Hills, and I'm like, fucking shoot. God damn it. Sorry, Sir Alec. You suck. Get off my TV. It sucks. I hate that song. And I'm sure I'm sure I'm not alone. I'm in the vast majority of people that hate that song. I think Jackie likes it.
I do like that song.
God damn.
My automobile is a piece of crap.
It sucks. It sucks. It was written on a fucking napkin while Laura San Guacamole, what's his name? Rivers Como was taking a huge dump in like one of those really bad bathrooms, like the ones that the graffiti doesn't even have pen. The paint has been scratched out by somebody's keys, and it usually is just racism. But when you have the poems, they're really bad poems. Like here I sit, oh God, I fucked it up, and it even says that I fucked it up underneath it. Like that kind of bathroom is where Rivers Cuomo wrote Beverly Hills, and that's the quality you get in that song.
Since
I also like Hash Pipe.
Hash Pipe sucks.
Are those both off the Green album? The Green album just kind of sucks.
No, that is not. Maybe? No.
Hash Pipe's the Green album. The other Beverly Hills is after that, maybe. I don't know. I'm tuning out after Pinkerton is the problem.
Yeah, I know. I know you are. So am I. But good.
But
God,
you mentioned the toilet, and I had to go to the bathroom at J.C. Penney's this weekend.
Oh. Okay, all right. That's
my daughter was like, I gotta get my shoes. I gotta get my Pumas at the J.C. Penney. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then I had to go. There's nobody in there, right? So I'm like, this is gonna be safe. No. And so I go in to lay down a real steamer. It's not gonna be good. Mm-hmm. And lo and behold, like the entire mall just happens into the bathroom right when I go in the stall. And there was nothing to stop this gurgle bomb. It was just a very volume-esque, messy, not good thing. And these people are like talking, and every time I'm throwing down, they like stop I'm like, what are you doing in here anyway?
Oh my God.
But they didn't leave, and I ended up like, this whole family's
in
there, and I walk out, and I'm like, yep, it was me. I'm the Gurgle Bomber. Let me wash my hands now. That's the first time I've been into JCPenney's in 12 years.
Well, not to mention that they always have the cheapest toilet paper. And it's impossible to get your butt clean.
JCPenney's does.
Any public bathroom.
Okay,
it's always just crappy.
It's the giant roll that doesn't tear on its own.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, yeah.
On our trip a couple weeks ago, I had to make an emergency stop into a Kroger's in Michigan. I can't remember the name of the town, but I it was one of those like, whoa, you're not doing the, oh, well, you don't have time to do that. I'm going to pretend that I'm shopping so people aren't assuming that I'm just going straight to the John. And say this is, somebody comes in, the manager, and says, hey, this is for paying customer. I don't want to take that chance. I don't have time for it. Normally I pull the ruse like, oh, I'll peruse these magazines. Then I'll go to the bathroom. This time I didn't have time. I'm just like, week. You don't even have, you can't take long strides. One of those, you're just taking short little steps because you're schmevin.
It's like a speed waddle.
Yeah, speed waddle. You're doing one of those. Get to the bathroom. I get it. I'm ready to go. It's a nice bathroom, actually. It's pretty clean. It looks pretty decent, but it's small. And I get in there, and immediately after I sit down, poof, guy comes in. Okay, he's got sneakers on. He heads to the urinal. I'm just like, doing the thing. Okay, I'll wait. It's fine. He's got to go. Then he starts humming, but then he goes, hey, anybody in there? Fuck, what? No, don't talk. And he's like, I just need to clean the bathroom. And I'm like, yeah, there's a dude in here. You're not doing it right now. Okay, I can wait. And then he waited in the bathroom. He didn't go outside the bathroom and wait and be like, have a good day, sir, on your way out. He stood in the bathroom. I couldn't see him, just his sneakers. And I'm thinking, okay, this is two scenarios here. This guy sucks, which is the very likely scenario. Or two, I don't know where I am, and this guy's gonna fucking murder me. He saw me come in here, and he's gonna fucking stab me, because why else would you stand in the bathroom, like next to the stall? It's not a big, I can see his damn shoes. They're pointed at me while he's waiting for me to take a shit. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? So I barely have time to get anything out, just enough to like, make it so I can get down the road to the hotel, and boom, flew out of there as fast as I could. He didn't murder me. Good to let you guys know. I'm still here. It sucked. It sucked so bad. I was so mad.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do
that. I think that the guy and his kids were just arguing in the bathroom to be in there arguing, and I'm just like, maybe you should leave. There's a man struggling to poop in here. And either way, my butt wrote a better song than Beverly Hills when I was in there.
Okay, enough about toilets and butts and Weezer and Weezer's butts. Sam, why don't you deliver your exciting, riveting tale about the making and the principles behind Jackpot?
Oh, but are we done with your rating system, Justin?
Yeah,
the star rating system. Okay,
I said two.
Okay.
I said two. Two things.
We can check back in.
Yeah.
We can check back in to see if any of those stars are earned back through the course of the podcast, but I'm going to assume that this one's going to finish at a negative 2.5 stars.
Hey, they don't do the dog. They don't do the dog. That's I guess if I had a third star thing, they didn't do the dog. So
not losing any more points, possibly right on the front end.
Right. So good job on that part.
Okay. So how did something like this get made? I guess Amazon, they acquire MGM and they're like, we can use this to fill up the empty minutes on our servers.
Yeah, right.
Because that's what this really fulfills, is the need to fill 106 minutes of server space. Mm-hmm. Originally, this was written by Rob Yescombe, and his script was called Grand Death Lotto, which I think sells. That's a good enough name. Grand Death Lotto.
Death Lotto. Okay.
Grand Death Lotto is a passable play on Grand Theft Auto to the point that the right tie just slams green light button on the desk and it goes into production. At which point Rockstar says, the fuck you're going to name the movie that, we will sue the shit out of you. And they don't get to name the movie that. But they keep making it anyway. So they hire Paul Feig to direct it because he's renowned in the world of
Butch's
comedy.
older brother, right?
Butch Feig? No, Feig with an F, not... Butch Vig is the guy. V-I-G.
Oh, dang it.
It's not even close.
All right.
Not even close, no. Paul Feig is not him either.
Okay, all right.
So in terms of the Hollywood movies, Paul Feig, of course, directed Ghostbusters. But wait, Ivan Reitman directed Ghostbusters, the other one that was just called Ghostbusters, because Paul Feig was the director of that 4-movie run of Melissa McCarthy where she was on top of Hollywood, pretty much. It's Bridesmaids through Ghostbusters. It was all Paul Feig. But I think most notably in the world of comedy, Paul Feig is known as the creator of Freaks and Geeks, which spawned so many comedy people into the world. Judd Apatow, all of them, right? He also directed a bunch of episodes of Arrested Development and The Office. Like,
great show.
He's a funny guy.
Great show.
But I think he just liked the check that he was getting cashed here. And he may have just I'm going to do what I can to get this thing. Anything. I wouldn't necessarily pin it on his extremely pedestrian effort as a director here. But I just kind of accused him of having a pedestrian or mailing it in anyway. Nothing on this production works well. The editing's mediocre. Everything is mediocre to slightly above mediocre, but then it's not the sum of its mediocre parts into mediocrity. It's actually just terrible. It just comes together, and then all together, it's terrible. But
I guess the location scout, if I was to give anybody credit, the location scout, because they didn't have to build anything or make anything CGI. The guy just found places to shoot things, and those places worked for what they were shooting.
It was slightly above mediocre location scouting. The costumes weren't terrible, but they were slightly above mediocre.
Yeah. Didn't piss me off there, the costumes department.
Nice. Yeah.
Feather in your cap.
So that's how this got made. I'm assuming is that and there's no way to know how much it costs because they don't have to report that because they just direct to video, direct to streaming, whatever it's called now. So there's no
40.
that would hurt. I guess you got to pay everybody in here, but at the same time, you've got John Cena, maybe the most expensive person here.
Definitely. However, he does the Peyton Manning, I heard, where he'll take a cut to get somebody else involved and get them paid. So maybe, I'm not saying Awkwafina's not a huge deal. She might be not helping her career here. She's not a household name, but she probably didn't hurt. Limu might have.
Simon Liu. I feel if he was taking a cut to bring somebody in, he was doing it for Liu, and then it was a favor to her. Maybe, I don't know. The thing is that Awkwafina has been pretty clear on the fact that she's playing with house money and she doesn't give a fuck. This is the person who became famous by making the song My Vag on YouTube.
Ew.
Yeah.
You should watch it. It's pretty funny.
Ew, vages are gross, says the woman who has
She's like, excuse me while I go watch the music video of Sylvester Stallone's Balls.
Right. Oh, God,
I would watch that. Yeah.
We know. We freaking know. You were so weird. My vag. Ew, that's gross. Is it? I don't know. Seem okay to me.
Yeah.
My vag is fine. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, that's... I don't know. I don't hate him.
Yeah. So Simon Liu has now made his second appearance in as many months because this guy needs another. Where are you
getting the Simon? Where are you getting Simon from?
Simu Liu.
It's Simu Liu. That's his name, and you made fun of me.
I'm seeing ends.
Racist.
Did you guys watch that news on the CNN?
CNN.
So many N's.
Cable
News Network now.
San. I'm San. San no San.
Whatever. Simu Liu, yeah. But he needs another Shuro-Chi pretty bad here. Because, like, Atlas and this. He's playing bad guys now, too.
Yeah, I don't think it works. I just don't think it works. He's just a cool dude.
He's too cool.
Like, I mean, Hemsworth was just the guy in the Mad Max, and he was pretty good. But I would rather have him be cool guy because he's a cool guy. It's hard to like you. I don't know. I just don't think it fits.
Well,
sorry, Simu. I think you're a cool
guy. I
guy.
think when you're, Hemsworth, you've been cool guy enough that you want to take a chance on. Yeah. The bad guy. With Lou, he's just like, this is what I'm getting right now is just snarky bad guy.
Run-of-the-mill villain.
Yeah.
Oh, he's greedy. Wow. Boy, you fucking wrote the shit out of this guy, didn't you? I mean, that's my problem is, I know that there's the check, but there's other checks. Just say no. You read this, and like in comedy, here's what one of two things happens where it's shitty. You read it, it's shitty, and some of the jokes don't translate to
sure.
On paper. You have to see them, and that takes good performers. And all these guys are good performers, but they still can't do anything with this. You can take something that looks terrible on paper and say, okay, well, it looks terrible here. I'm going to do this job and we're going to make it awesome. That didn't happen. It was just terrible. They all should have known by looking at it that none of these jokes were going to be fucking funny.
Did you notice how many outtakes were at the end?
Yeah. I couldn't.
There was a shit. It was like they were ad-libbing everything. It's almost like they got on board because of Paul Feig, and then he's like, by the way, I can't do anything with this. So just go willy-nilly.
Yeah, but I don't know. It didn't work.
Nothing worked in this movie. And the whole, I mean, it's falling flat from the beginning. I had to back it up at the beginning because I was like, oh, bullshit, death rates 2,000, whatever, like that. And so I back it back up. And I'm like, okay, no, these rules seem important. And I read them a second time, and I'm like, that's vague, and I don't know what the fuck is going on here.
There were rules?
Sort of, like somebody...
Don't use a gun.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, there's a bunch of comedians here. You got fucking Michael Hitchcock, who did everything from Waiting for Guffman to, A Mighty Wind with the Christopher Guest, Eugene Levy troupe. And he's getting a fucking barely above cameo in this. Machine Gun Kelly turning in one of the finer performances in the movie.
MGK is probably the best in this whole thing.
Yeah, he was the best in that Dirt movie too, and
yeah, man, it's too bad.
So yeah, that's what I got on this, is that it had a really good pitch name, and Rockstar said, "Fuck you with that pitch name. Name it something else," and that name is Jackpot.
Jackpot, which is I don't. Okay, Jackie, you got any thoughts, or you want to just get into this thing?
I mean, I thought Awkwafina was overacting a lot. And
kind of her thing.
Yeah, and I guess I just find that annoying. Okay. And then John Cena, he was doing John Cena. He did just fine. But, I mean, as far as the actor that probably sold it the best, I'm going to go with Sean Williams.
Sean Williams, Scott.
Sean Williams of the Brothers Gibb.
Wait, what is his name? Sean Williams
Scott.
Because I thought it was funny that, he's in that old lady's house and he knows that he's a jackpot winner, and he turns around and this old lady shoots him in the head. He sold it pretty good.
Did not like that. It pissed me off. The guy needs to be on my TV all of the time. And the next fucking person that says, if any of you fucking sons of bitches say, oh, when Stifler died, I will come in, I will fly to Boise, I will slap Sam across the face, Jackie, I will kick you square in the butt. Nobody gets to call him Stifler. That's why he doesn't work, is because, hey, Stifler! It's like fucking the pitch from Curb Your Enthusiasm with Elaine and George. Oh, it's the show about somebody who can't get jobs because they're, hey, Elaine! No, I'm fucking an actor who played a character. I can do other roles, too.
He's the only one still working out of that shit.
It's true. It's true. No, Jason Biggs was actually just in something recently that actually looked pretty decent.
The guy from Rollerball, I guess, does TV shows now too. So
yeah, right.
But still, none of them are as good as Sean William Scott.
Tara Reid, she's doing all the stuff now.
The cocaine. No, she's probably not doing cocaine. She's just.
I bet you she cleaned up. I don't know.
Arbor Mist.
Okay, all right, Jackpot. Okay, so first off,
Arbor Mist.
This
Jackpot.
This movie's in the future. What? This is a future movie? And like, if somebody can help me here with the timeline, it gets a little confusing because the title cards come out and they say in the year 2022, California's a dumpster. Wait, that was 2 years ago, and nobody's got any money. So what we did, or what the state of California did, was they made the lottery a death match, where if you get the winning ticket, people can chase you down and kill you, and then they get the lottery. And then it's like 2030 all of a sudden, and we get this Sean William Scott scene.
And then they have... But you don't like buy the lottery ticket. It's just like you are mandated to pay it. It's setting up this whole like California is a shithole and then the lottery is doing this, but it doesn't work in a way that any system would work. Like you're mandated to do the lottery, not just like give us $1 and we'll fix the roads or something.
Because here's the penultimate flaw with the lottery. Not the penultimate, that would be the second to last. It's just the ultimate problem with the this whole lottery idea is it's easily fixed. If it's a continual death match for 24 hours, it's like the Purge kind of. You get the ticket. Oh shit, I gotta run, Lola, run, and then whoever kills you gets your ticket. Well, now they're the hunted. But if you kill the first person, you just win. It doesn't matter if it's like 10 minutes and I got it, and it's over. And so it's like, well, why would you ever buy a lottery ticket? You don't want the lottery ticket. You want somebody else's lottery ticket.
That's what I mean. Like she just taps her finger on the button, and I guess she's part of it when we get to that. But
would you kill your spouse for $3.62 billion?
No, I would not.
They go ding and they win, and you're like, well, wonder if you were married to a shithead.
No, I would not.
I'll take it further.
I would do it right. I would do it right now for about 1.8.
Thank you, honey.
Whoa. $1.8.
$1.80.
Good job, math girl.
No, I mean, you take it farther. Like, if the state's like, we're going to do this now, it'd be like, all right, well, see you later. I'm moving to a state that doesn't do this.
Wait,
bye.
Bye. It's stupid as shit, especially if in either scenario, A, it can't work in my scenario because it wouldn't support itself, and B, it can't work in Sam's scenario because if it's a mandate, I'm not living in the state anymore. I will die. There is a chance that the state will send assassins to kill me. I'll go to Nevada.
No, I mean, you have to set up this sort of thing with like a murder vision, Running Man scenario, anything that would imply that the decay of society has reached this point, not a graphic that says the government's out of money and people are out of money. So we have a lottery, and if you kill that person, you keep it, but then the government wants it too, and you're like, does the government get any money? Because that was kind of implied there, but it's not clear as to how that would work at all.
Yeah, and if the government's out of money, how are they paying for the lottery? The people have to pay for it. People have to buy the lottery tickets. Why would you buy the lottery ticket? You don't want the lottery ticket. It just doesn't fucking work.
They talk about this being a rollover, like when the lottery rolled over to $1 billion the first time or something like that. How does it roll over? Are that many people escaping? They just win the lottery and they drive the fuck out of town, and it's happened like 30 times in a row. And people hate it that much, but it's still generating. Like, people would just be leaving.
Yes.
I wonder if it's like a 50-50 type thing where you register with the little thumb tap thing and it charges your bank account like $5.
Okay.
And then the government keeps half and you get half.
Of what? Your $5?
Your $5? You could just give them $2.50 is what just happened.
Yeah.
Well, no, because, I mean, the winner would get the entire jackpot.
I'm going to give Steve $3, then you're going to take $2, but then I'm going to take $1 back, and then I'm going to take the $2. And how much money do you guys have? And then you're like, you just moved $3 around between people and you have it back.
Sounds like the government of California. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So. Yeah, that's the rules. And so Sean William Scott, he's got the ticket. He's chased around town. He beats up people. He does a pretty cool job doing action guy stuff here. But it's flawed immediately because everybody is supposedly hunting him. And he, like, a car does the, hey, I'm walking here. He slams his hands on the hood and it beeps at him. That car would have just ran him over. Everybody knows where he's at. Like, everybody is hunting him is in the implication, and the car stops. And it's like, God damn it, you're already breaking your own fucking rules. So he goes to this grandma's house, and he's like, hey, do you know who I am? And she's like, no, I'm just a grandma. And he's like, cool, I need to use your phone. But then she kills him because she does know who he is, and he's not in the movie anymore. And my note says, God damn it. And now it's later, I think, because she gets the big check. The grandma gets $22 million. It's a big check. It says $22 million on it. The same guy from the end who delivers the big check he's the Ed McMahon of the California Lottery Commission. And then Aquafina is is Aquafina the baby? The grandma's baby?
No.
That was just the week before. She's just on a bus in California.
So the week before it was $22 million, and now this current jackpot is $3.6 billion.
Because of the rollover, even though no one makes it out alive.
And somebody just won it last week.
Something like that.
Resetting the clock to 0. So nobody wanted lottery tickets the week before. Now everybody wants the lottery tickets.
No, they don't get them. Like, that's what I'm saying, is that the lottery is a hopper, and somebody might not have the numbers in real life. In this, it picks somebody that entered at random. That person is selected, and then anyone can go kill them, and they get the money.
Right.
So the only way for it to roll over is if they escape town. So people have been escaping town for months now.
I don't care about all that. I care about this. Week 1, it's $22 million. Week 2 of the movie, it's $3.6 billion. How did it go from $22 million to $3.6 billion?
I don't think there was any clear amount of time that had passed in between the old lady who happens to be one of the Philippines' most celebrated actresses, so she gets to be in this for a scene.
Okay. All right.
But it's unclear as to whether it's been a day, a week, or a month, or a year.
Or 20 years, because the only way that this inflation works is if it's a period of 20 years, and Aquafina is that baby.
It only takes about, 6 months of lottery rollover to get into the billions.
From 22. Okay, whatever. But either way, it's a leap. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. So, anyways, Aquafina, her name is Katie Kim. She's an actor. She's just back in LA. She has no idea about the lottery thing at all because it was established in later dialogue that while she was living with her mother, all they did was watch movies and baking shows. And so they never went outside and discussed with their neighbors how the state of California
she was in Ohio.
Legalized human hunting.
She was in some Midwestern town.
You don't think they're going to talk about the state of Ohio or the state of California legalizing human hunting in Ohio or Iowa or any other. They fucking, that's all those people talk about. Oh, those crazy West Coast libs. Now they're letting kids dress up like kittens and take shits in the classroom in a kitty litter box. That's what they're fucking talking about. Of course they're going to be talking about legalized hunting of men in California.
And they would be moving there in droves.
Yeah.
Jeeps and every gun. Just like, pack it up, boys. California had a good idea.
Let's
going hunt those commies down for cash.
It'd be like the fucking Dust Bowl all over again, but for different reasons. Yeah. The grapes of lottery, the grapes of cash. Okay. Steinbeck right now is throwing tomatoes at me. You suck. So yeah, she has no clue that this is happening. She's trying to get back into acting, and so she goes to her Airbnb, and it's a shithole, and her B&B host sucks, and she's a twit, and she sleeps there, and the sewage from upstairs leaks onto her and onto her clothes, but she's got a big audition the next morning, which she has to pay for. I don't really understand that. And so she's got poopy all over her clothes and on her face, and she tasted it to make sure it was the poop first, instead of just being like, that smells like poop on my upper lip. Gross. So she's got to borrow clothes from her Airbnb, but her Airbnb host charges her for borrowing the clothes, even though it's shit that went on her. So now she's wearing her clothes, and inside her clothes is the lottery ticket.
Yes.
Because of poop.
Because of poop. She walked into that Airbnb and was like, it doesn't smell like human feces in here.
Mm-hmm. No, it does not.
It's obviously been leaking through the roof for some time now.
Every night, Dookie just drips onto the bed. It happens. Oh, and we're pooing on the people below us too. Just so you know about that. And she decides to stay here. And I mean, like, see the premise of these jokes, like, I'm back, I'm fresh in off the bus. This town's going to chew me up and spit me out type thing, but I'm tougher than that. All that works. You know, all that stuff works. Oh, you can't get a place in LA to stay unless it's a shithole. All that works until the execution comes in, and it's like, no, that's fucking stupid.
That's terrible. Yeah,
it's
there's
fucking
plenty
dumb.
of statements to be made in this movie that the execution completely destroys.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's an asshole. That's fine. Airbnbs are bullshit. That's fine. But the way you did it fucking sucked. Just blows. This is the Airbnb. This whole Airbnb thing is a microcosm of this movie. You told me it was this, but instead you gave me this.
Yeah.
I am the one that got pooed on.
Mm-hmm.
And I should have sniffed this out. I saw the picture on Amazon Prime. I saw this. Oh, no, Jackie, you can't pick this. This is poop on me. This is poop on my lip.
On me.
Instead, I put it in my mouth.
When I first heard that, I was like, oh, that one? And I was like, I immediately went and saw how low the RT was. And I was like, well, shit, this fits in with our theme this summer. And actually, the producers of this shit also did Family Affair and Damsel. So we've done two of their movies that they've released in the last 2 months.
What was Damsel?
So why stop the run, right?
What was Damsel?
Damsel was the one from the one about the Stranger Things 11, and she gets thrown into a pit, and the dragon's supposed to kill her, and if the dragon doesn't get the sacrifice, then the dragon goes out and murders everybody.
Wait, did you watch this?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
It's not on the podcast.
No, the Family Affair was. This is the second.
Yes.
Had these people made Atlas, it would have been a clean run.
Yeah, it sure would have. They weren't. These people can't do Atlas. Let's just say it. Out of all those, Atlas is pretty good.
I guess.
I didn't hate it. It didn't work, but I didn't hate it. I don't think. I don't know. Okay, so so she gets the poot on. She gets the clothes. She looks ridiculous. Not really. She just looks like LA person.
That's
whatever.
A joke that you should be able to run with, because she's like, I would never wear this. It's like, lady, that is the shit I see you wearing all the time.
She wears that shit all the fucking time.
And they didn't even try to touch on that one. Like, that could have been like a smirky thing that just kept rolling because she wears shit like that all the time.
Yes. God damn it.
Well, not to mention that she picked that shit out of the closet.
It's true. It's true. That's stupid. So she goes to this audition, and she has to pay $400 to be in an audition. I'm not really sure what that's all about, what it's trying to say. Is this like future talk, or is it just saying LA is going to screw you over? And you're
I
not
think
gonna
it's
get the
just
job.
that the acting thing is now such a racket that it performs like a protection racket.
Okay.
Which it does already, let's be honest. The agency just waits to take the money from you until after you get paid rather than just like fork it out up front. Now, that's how brazen they're at now, is they're like, fork it out up front.
Maybe they should go on strike. I don't know. Again. Anyways, so she gets registered for the lottery during this audition. She comes out. The ladies are like, oh, hey, you're the lottery lady. And so they start attacking her. It's stupid. They fight a bunch. There's lots of fighting in this movie. And, like, maybe the stunts would be okay and the choreography would be okay, but the editing's so bad that it just doesn't work. Or maybe the choreography was so bad that the editing's just doing what it can.
I think it's just a combination of everything. The shooting of the angles, the lighting, where the camera is, where the people are, the choreography, the editing. It's all executed mediocre to slightly above mediocre. And when blended together, you get blah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. She gets chased into a karate dojo because those are always next door to studio audition place.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just every building is now just a co-op of whoever wants to pay rent by the hour in that room kind of a thing.
Yeah, yeah. So she fights a bunch of karate guys, and then she gets knocked into a yoga studio. And now she's fighting karate guys and yoga ladies. And then John Cena, he comes in, flies down through the roof. And he does the 3-point Scarlet Widow stance, and then lifts his head up and flings his hair back and gives a wink to the camera like Timberlake.
Yeah. Wait, no, he doesn't give a wink to the camera. He just sort of looks up while they take his picture after the Dewey. Huh? Because you got a Dewey? Yeah, take that, Timberlake. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry. Oh, man, Timberlake, your fall from grace was rough, dude. Nobody likes him now. Nobody likes Justin Timberlake. Like, he is... I think he's hated.
He got a lot of backlash after the Britney Spears book released.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's popular. I don't think he's liked. And now he's
and you just got a Dewey.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that guy. It's too bad.
You know what? Him and his wife have so much money. I mean, he could just move to Italy and not ever see anybody again.
Tuscany might be a good call for you, pal. You and old Jessie. She's an anti-vaxxer, though, so I don't know. I don't know if fucking the EU would let her in the country. So,
Yeah.
Hey, Jessica.
Well, I know what could happen in the short term. Any roles reserved for Timberlake could be immediately given to Sean William Scott.
Bam! Now we're talking. Now we have solved all of the problems. He can sing.
Sean William Scott's
can dance.
Like, no, I don't want those. They're just all Hallmark Christmas movies. Did you see how that guy tumbled?
Yeah, right?
I just clawed my way out of there. I don't want to go back.
Okay. So Cena's there. He starts beating up people because what he is a freelance lottery survival helper guy.
Yes. He's an agent. He's a survival agent, I guess is the best way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Freelance survival agent.
Give him a cut of the cash, and he will make sure you'll reach sundown. Because if you make it to sundown, it doesn't matter. You get the lottery. You win the lottery. So,
well, and I loved that they had his commercial on before he shows up, you know, with the dollar signs flashing behind him, and it was just so damn cheesy. And he's got the same suit on that he had in the commercial when he comes to fight.
I think that was poorly executed. It should have been way over the top. It was a mediocre lawyer commercial. Like, that's what lawyers' commercials look like, who are mediocre. It should have been bad. Like, bad artwork, or like, you know, not Photoshop, but After Effects bullshit. And like here in the Lou, as they call it, we've got Jungle Law. It should have been like Jungle Law commercials. And if you get a chance, YouTube Jungle Law, you'll love it.
Shaq and the General commercials.
Shaq and the General. Worse than Shaq and the General and Jordana Brewster.
But there was a couple of other things happening on the TV that were little nods that I was like, I'm not backing it up. This isn't worth backing it up. And that's the thing, is that it didn't focus on them, and it didn't make them shitty enough. So you didn't even notice that there was these little Verhoeven-esque attempts at Verhoeven-esque TV jabs that just, they didn't even fall flat because they passed harmlessly in front of your eyes and you didn't even focus on them.
I'll buy that for a nickel because it's not worth $1.
Yeah.
Guys. Sucks 2000. This is the Sucks 9000. This whole movie.
But they spelled it correctly.
Yeah, right. Okay. So she signs up with him. Gives him the fingerprint. He starts whipping ass, and they get into his future Impala. What the fuck was up with his car? He's got it's Alexa that opens up the doors, but other than that, it's just an early 2000s Impala.
Is it an Impala or was it a Vic?
No, it's an Impala.
Huh?
It's an SS Impala. It's got the cat on the back.
Well, later on, she's going to ask him he's like, well, where do you spend all your money from saving these people? And he doesn't say, well, one, it's rolled over to $36 billion. So it's not making any money. Two, I have a really shitty Batman car and gadgets. So
it's an Impala. I got it from my mom.
It would have been more funny had he been like, Alexa, open the doors.
And then a fucking pizza guy shows up.
Yeah. Starts playing John Wayne songs.
Yes.
Who's John Lane?
It was just John Wayne. John Wayne.
John Wayne songs. John Wayne had albums?
They release those on vinyl? All those, there was like 40 of those singing cowboy movies he did? I don't even know if he did the voice, but they sold the shit anyway.
John Wayne was in singing cowboy movies?
Yeah, you should watch them. They're fucking terrible.
Wow. I've only seen like 2 John Wayne movies because I'm just not big on
big on
that.
the Duke.
No, I think it's bullshit. Fucking phony westerns. The Searchers is good.
My favorite one of his is The Quiet Man.
Okay.
Yeah, not a western at all.
No.
I like Cleopatra. That one's pretty good. Oh god, what's that called? It's not called Cleopatra. It's called The Conqueror. Yeah, that one's real good.
No, oof.
That one where he got cancer from the nuclear bombs and died from it because they shot that in the New Mexico desert while they were blasting fucking bombs everywhere, and then he died from cancer. Huh.
Also, he was playing Genghis Khan.
He was Genghis Khan.
There was a little bit of whitewashing happening there.
Yeah, well, it stinks. The Conqueror's awful. Maybe I've seen more John Wayne movies than I think. Anyways, I didn't know he did the singing and the dancing. Well, howdy,
it's
I'm
early,
on a
like
horse.
It's early talkies, but you'll be watching a John Wayne movie. And you're like, man, this one's kind of. And then all of a sudden, he's just riding a horse with a little fucking mini guitar, singing the shittiest song you've ever heard. And you're like, oh, good God, what is happening?
Ronald Reagan wasn't a good actor. Hey, but I am. Wow.
You're giving it a run.
Hey, Nancy, come over here. Because Reagan did the singing and the dancing too, right? He did the singing and dancing cowboy.
So there's where I'm at. Like, I don't know. I saw part of a Reagan movie was on TV the other day, and I tuned out on it. So I don't know that I've ever seen a Ronald Reagan leading role, ever.
No, I don't think I have either. Okay, so they're in the Impala. They're chased around town. She's like, okay, what are my options here? I pay you. I just want out. I don't want to do this thing. He's like, well, you got to you got to get out of town to this border. I don't know. You go over there and you're done. And I'll take you there. And she's like, no, you won't. You're going to kill me, whatever. But they're still doing action stuff during their dialogue. And the only part of this movie, the only joke that I liked was in this area of film, which is where she said, how can I listen to you? Why can't you listen to me? You've got a face that looks like an ear, and yet you can't hear me. And he says, that's really harmful to me. Kids in high school used to call me ear face. And I thought that was funny. That's it. That's the entire thing. That's the only time I
thought that was stupid as hell.
Ear face?
I did not laugh. I was like, what the shit? Okay, that's just random and weird. And why would you say that to somebody?
Yeah, that's why I liked it. Because it doesn't make any sense. Who's going to call somebody ear face? Oh, God. Let's go give ear face a wedgie. I thought that it was a, little quirky little joke. But that's it. That's all I give this movie. It almost got 1/10 of a star for making me chuckle. Earned a little back, Sam. Very little. So they're chased again. The car gets fucked up. So they gotta get out. The cops show up. And she's like, oh, thank God the cops are here. But they want the money, too, because it's LAPD. I mean, I don't care what decade it is. It's LAPD. And she runs away into a wax museum while he's busy dealing with the cops. And her Airbnb lady calls and says, where you at? And they both hear each other lying and know where each other's actually at by ambient noise on the street and in the wax museum. So Shoddy, the Airbnb lady, shows up with her boyfriend to kill her in the wax museum.
And we should mention that they also tried to make this really, really funny by having terrible wax figures. And it just fell absolutely flat.
Because they weren't that terrible. They were just shitty mannequins kind of done up poorly.
They weren't wax figures. They were shitty mannequins done up poorly.
Oh, I thought they were supposed to be wax figures. And I'm
no,
like,
they
were supposed to be.
The prop is a mannequin.
The execution, once again, this time is mediocre. Not even slightly above. This actually, the mannequin in place of the wax thing, I'm going to give that a slightly under mediocre.
I give it just bad. Super under mediocre. Because you can't make the wax figures to make the joke work. Wax figures are incredibly expensive and hard to do. And even if you're really good at them, they still don't quite look right. Like Jackie and I've been to several. They're fun. I like them. I think they're cool. I got a picture of my kid doing karate next to Jackie Chan. That's fucking cool. I don't give a shit. He's a little guy. He's 8 years old. It's the cutest picture I got. Unfortunately, it was during COVID, so he's got the fucking mask on, but whatever.
I almost chuckled at the take this share. You can have this share. Because I was like, everybody's going to get a share. And then the one lady's like, those are the Kardashians. And then she says, I can't keep up with the Kardashians. And I was like, almost funny.
Almost.
But it needed more shares before it got to she needed to at least get the third Kardashian head going before the can't keep up with the Kardashians not being share would have been funny for me.
Almost there, Sam. So they fight. It's not funny. That's my note. They get out. She gets outside and she locks the Airbnb lady and her boyfriend into the wax museum. What's his name from The Office is here?
Leslie David Baker.
Yeah, he's good.
What is his name in The Office?
Oh God, it was. Oh, I almost had it. Everybody right now is just screaming at us. It's
Stanley Hudson.
Stanley! I was about to say Steve, but everybody's named Steve in my world, so
Kevin's
Stanley.
the white boring guy was Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they all do the Cheerios commercials now, which I like.
Okay.
Have you not seen those, Sam? There's a couple of The Office, including...
His face is saying, no, he doesn't
No, I haven't seen a television commercial for cereal in quite some time.
Yeah, that guy's on
I might even venture to say that the last celebrity I remember involved with a television commercial that was an actual cereal was Mary Lou Retton. Because Phil Hartman's colon blow wasn't real cereal. But I remember that. That was good stuff.
They're always after me, Lucky Charms. It's a television commercial. I don't give a shit. Austin Powers is still funny. Fuck you guys.
It is. It's funny.
Yeah, so the cops, blah, blah, blah. They get out of the thing. She takes Cena, who's in a cop car. He stole the cop car. She's like, hey, I got an idea. Let's go to MGK's house. Because I heard earlier that he's got a panic room, and we'll just hang out in the panic room for the next 8 hours or however much time I got. That's a pretty good idea. So they go to his place. He's fine. His lines aren't good, but he at least delivers them well. It's tongue-in-cheek. Self-deprecating jokes.
His self-deprecation is good. The one attempt at a delivered written line was awful because what was written, the butthole being the Eye of Sauron, Lord of the Rings stuff, is one of the least... I mean, like, when... And he delivered it as good as he could, but I'm like, man, whoever wrote this doesn't know funny from fucking shit. This is terrible.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to say that I'm better than that line because if in the course of a podcast, I could easily hear myself saying, yeah, that guy's face looks like Sauron's butthole, or I don't know, something stupid along those lines. But look, that's off the cuff, and I'm an amateur podcaster. This is thought out.
We're trying for non sequiturs and things that don't make sense sometimes, but this was written.
Yep. Sat on. Multiple people read it and said, green lit on Sauron's eye being your butthole.
Yeah.
I always think of the Eye of Sauron when I look at my own ass in the mirror. That's what it's like. Because I've got the tower, you know. My taint is the tower.
Sure.
Over on the side, I've got Mount Doom. It's a big zit. And
you get a ring
there's
pop.
Little hobbits.
Fellowship of the Bling Ring. That's what you call it when it turns your butthole different colors. See, that's funny. And I just came up with that right now.
And it doesn't make any goddamn sense. But it works. Fellowship of the Ring pop in your butthole. Like fucking Green Lantern. Ha-ha!
What can you imagine? I can imagine putting this in my butt. What an imagination you have, Mr. Jordan.
Oh my god. Oh boy. It's better than stuffing his girlfriend in a fridge, right?
Yes.
Somebody's girlfriend in the fridge. Okay, so they're in his room. The people, they show up and they start banging on the panic room. MGK got darted because John Cena's got like a bee gun. He's got a dumb gun that has wasp venom in it that will knock you out, trank you.
There's a variety of turned away or failed Nerf gun designs in this.
Yeah, totally. So MGK, he gets thrown in the pool by Shoddy and woken up, and this was good too. I almost laughed on it. She's like, "What's the code?" And he's like, 6969. And she's like, "God damn it! Of course." Or she said something like, "Ugh, disgusting."
Because she banged him before.
Yeah, predictable. And so they hit the 6969, and they get in, but Cena has called in a phone strike, which zaps all the phones, turns them into Samsung phones, and the batteries get too hot and they fry you. So that's how they get out.
One guy's crotch catches on fire for a long time, leading to a not funny balls stamping situation
that you don't even see. I mean,
Jackie has to see it.
I'm with her. I think she's right. I think if you see the medium wide of that man's balls being stomped on repeatedly, it's not funny until like 6 or 7, but like 8, 9, 10, 15 times with the no, stop it or whatever. Like all of a sudden, and the fire's not going out, and he's like, I am sorry, it's not going out, and it's still just stomping. I mean, that becomes funny again.
And then it goes out, but then it does that trick candle thing.
Yeah.
Where the guy's like, whew, and then it comes back on.
It's like my birthday all over again. I'm so sorry.
See, that would have worked. Okay, maybe. So they get out, and outside is the Lewis Protection Agency, and this is Simu Liu's group. His character's name is Lewis, and he's a former mercenary in the mercenary group that John Cena was in, and so he does the same thing, but he's the big dog. He's got lots of money and lots of white stuff, white suits and white cars, and everything's nice. And
they have
big business,
white stripes on their uniforms, but they don't get to. They're doing all of the. Just whoring out all of the music for this movie, so I guess they don't have access to the white stripes to pair with this.
Yeah, no dead leaves in the dirty ground for this movie. Seven Nation Army probably would have worked pretty good, except for all the sports stadiums are playing that currently. So
yeah.
So she signs up for their protection because they seem legit. She gets a disguise like an old fisherman guy. I don't know. Face mask.
She gets an old man face mask.
Yeah. But John Cena's like, I don't know about this. This seems suspicious. These guys are too helpful. Wait a minute. Face mask with Cher in it. Cher from the Wax Museum. This is all a setup because his logic is completely dubious. He just gets Cena hunch that Simu Liu is going to kill her. Like that he doesn't actually protect people. He just gets their ticket and kills them, and that's how he has this big business. It's a honey trap.
Yeah, I guess.
So they escape by opening up the door, murdering people, run in. Oh shit. And she drives off in one of the decoy cars that she was gonna use to escape.
That are drone cars, because they do have that only piece of future technology in the movie, other than stupid guns that are Nerf rejects that are shittier than what we already have. Why wouldn't every person just be like, I'm gonna guarantee your security, and then just kill you? Why wouldn't everybody just do that?
Why wouldn't everybody just do that? Hey, come in here. It's just a fucking... It's that room that Indiana Jones has to penitent man thing. You just got saw blades coming at you. Hey, over here into this place. I'll help you. Laser beams.
And really, it sucks. I'm going to get sidetracked for a minute. If this is the case, it's not like you have just random people coming after him and then protection. No, you've got like 4 guys that are the ultimate hunters of men. Like this is most dangerous game times infinity. Like you have like Batman of human hunting man would be on the streets. After your third guy, you can fund yourself infinitely, right?
So Craven would be on the rooftops, speaking Russian, wearing a lion and zoomies.
Sure. Yeah. And no guns, no bullets.
He's 50
yards with a normal arrow or a sling or a spear.
Right. Yeah. Craven. Yeah. This is
richest man in California.
Yeah. Well, that's, have you been to Long Beach lately? It's all Craven hunting the hunter down there, right?
They gave up on the Brazilian.
Yeah. Shirtless men. A lot of shirtless men in Long Beach. Just saying. Wearing furs. Just saying. You ever see Craven with a lady? I don't know if I ever did. Just saying. Just saying.
Or another man for that matter.
He was pretty
he did have gentlemen, yes.
He had mans. He had mans. And then he assumed the identity of Spider-Man. Like he wanted to I think Craven was super gay. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah. And he dressed up like Spider-Man. I'm like, isn't he a little too big to be Spider-Man? I don't know.
Hey, that big guy. That's not Spider-Man.
That's not Spider-Man. That guy's huge.
He's a big guy. He should be Bear Man.
Yeah.
Because of the gay thing. Okay. So, she's in a decoy car. Now she drives it out to the desert. Because, I thought you just had to leave town. Now you're in the fucking desert? That's not... Like, the desert's not next to L.A. It's a ways away. Yeah, there is one, but you got to drive for a while.
She's halfway to Baker, and she still hasn't gotten out of the game.
Right? Doesn't make any sense. So Lewis calls her. He's got John Cena. He's going to kill him unless she turns the car around. Fine. Go to this place. She's got 15 minutes left on the clock before sundown. She goes to the theater that this is in, and she's like, give up John Cena or I'll shoot myself and you won't get any money. And he's like, no, damn it. You've pulled my ruse or exposed. You're bluffing. I don't know, whatever. So he agrees, but then he's going to kill her, but she kicks him off the stage into the band area, the orchestra row. So then a bunch of people come in because they all know where she's at. She's chased around the theater. Cena, he gets free and he's fighting Lewis. The Airbnb lady shows up. She's fighting her. And she climbs up onto the, I guess you'd call it's a set piece for this play or whatever it's going to be. It's the Deus Ex Machina of whatever this fucking show is that they're there. And she's up on the prop and Lewis climbs after her. And oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to say that he's got grenades in his, like, instead of selling watches, he's got grenades. So she pulls all the pins while they're fighting, and he blows up. And she falls down into a tarp that her fans have laid out. And she's safe, and the time expires, and she wins. Yay.
Yay.
Yep.
And John Cena, she promises to give him 50%. And 6 months later, they've set up all sorts of inside movie joke businesses.
Yeah, they've squandered $36 billion in a matter of months.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get the joke about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, what was the connection there?
They were eating pizza out of trash can lids, and it was incredibly stupid, and she said it wasn't going to work, and they were going to get sued, and that's what happened.
And it was cowabungas.
Yeah, but throughout the movie, though, I mean, like, the first time we see his character, he's listening
apparently
to Teenage Mutant Ninja.
John Cena himself is a huge fan of the Ninja Turtles, and so his ad-libbing led it there.
Hey, how weird. He likes the thing that everybody else likes. Everybody's a Ninja Turtles fan. We all like it. So, I don't know.
And, you know, like, some of this movie was... I kind of felt like you almost had to be a super fan to really appreciate this movie of either Awkwafina or John Cena or both, because it just seemed like some of the jokes, like there was one that was like anybody can be a wrestler and be famous on TV because of YouTube, and I was like, well, John Cena was a wrestler on TV. Like I couldn't make the connections.
Yeah,
with
and
some of these
like,
weird jokes, and I'm like,
also,
what the. What are they talking about? Like,
you have to really know who MGK is. I don't know if a lot of people that subscribe to Amazon Prime, that's more of a Netflix thing. Younger gen knows who Machine Gun Kelly is. I would be willing to say that a lot of people our age have no fucking idea who Machine Gun Kelly is.
No.
I know he was married to Megan Fox.
Okay. All right. I just know because I'm fucking deaf and hip. I'm with it. Yo.
That's why.
I'm a
But
B-boy.
John Cena, in the early end of his career in the WWE, was doing raps.
Yeah,
and she did raps on her YouTube, and they didn't get to do that together. So I think even the super fans are a little pissed.
Yep.
Because I would have gotten down with that. Them doing bad raps.
Aquafina is my baby. I'm Aquafina, and I'm standing next to the Marine. He is big, and he smells like a submarine.
I want him in my vagine.
Okay. All right. Well, that's the movie. I didn't like it.
Well, it earned back. I kept track. It earned back 1/10 of a star, so it finished at negative 0.24 stars.
Yeah, that's not good. I just, god damn it. Okay, questions.
You throw out the huge one first. So for the movies of the week that the streaming services are put out, I'll make it a part 1, part 2. Are these better than the shitty movies of the week that we got on like ABC and crap like that when we were kids?
Oh, yeah. I think so. They're more entertaining anyway. They're higher quality.
Twofold answer.
Okay.
If I was to choose between one or the other for the podcast, 100% ABC made for TV movies. That's a treasure trove of things to talk about. Every single one of those. The Disney, what was that? It wasn't the ABC movie made for TV, but Disney had a big weekly live action thing back in the day. What the fuck was that called? It used to be the Worldwide of Sports was one of them, but then after that they had Disney's Sunday.
Well, Disney Presents,
night.
I thought, but those were a lot of times stuff that had been released theatrically before and just was airing.
Yeah, but in the early '80s when they were doing like the live action stuff, like the Condor Man and Don Bluth was kicking the fucking shit out of him because they fucking fired his ass because Walt Disney was actually a fucking terrible person, or at least a terrible boss, I should say. Man, maybe a terrible person. Whatever. There's some racism. There was those like really bad Escape to Witch Mountain.
Those were theatrical.
Those were, but I'm saying like they kicked the Sunday the bad ones down. So I like those. Like the Peanut Butter Solution was a made for TV movie. One of my favorite bad movies of all time. None of these are gonna ever be my favorite bad movies of all time.
We
and
just
that's
haven't gotten there yet. It's still early.
In the run of selling out to streaming companies, it's not peaked yet.
I don't know. I'm going to just argue that they're differently terrible. Because, you still get with the ABC movie of the week or whatever it was, and there was all of them were doing it. Maybe it was CBS. You get stuff like Sarah Plain and Tall, which is culturally relevant, even though it's boring as fuck. But it wasn't a bad movie. Right. You're eventually going to get miniseries like The Thornbirds that Jackie loves, or Lonesome Dove that is the benchmark for miniseries as far as I'm concerned. They haven't got there yet with these streaming things. They've made some that are, I think, terrible, but they haven't really gotten to that element of high yet. I guess the highest sort of thing is I was reading about the two producers, and I threw them under the bus because they gave us Damsel, This, and Family Affair. Joel Roth and Jeff Kuchenbaum. They also did Hustle. And they're allowed to give me 30 hot steaming turds for every one Hustle they give me. Because Hustle didn't go to the theaters.
No, it did not. Straight to streaming. People liked it. But I still haven't watched it.
I didn't watch it.
Okay, that's good. So then part 2, is this better than the Netflix of the weeks that are happening? Or is it worse than the Netflix of the weeks that are happening?
I haven't watched a Netflix movie in forever.
Atlas and
That's right.
Family Affair this year on the podcast in the last 3 months are those
Family
movies.
Affair was Prime. I thought Family Affair was Prime.
Family Affair was Prime? I thought it was Netflix.
Okay.
I've got a bone to pick with Netflix, so you just brought up something that just irritates the piss out of me, is that I turned on last night.
Are you going to say the commercials thing?
Yes!
Commercials? Okay. Yeah.
They were like, the standard plan, you have to watch commercials now while you're watching your shows. I'm like, fuck you.
It's everywhere, Jackie. Give up.
I hate it. I hate it. Why pay for something that I can just watch on TV?
Then cancel it. Then just cancel it.
Well, I'm not going to do that because then I would be bored.
Then shut the hell up about the commercials. We get it. You don't like it. Nobody likes it. It's aggravating, but you can't talk about it every fucking week on the show.
But
Come
this
up
is
with new
Netflix,
stuff.
not Amazon.
No, it's and
so I know.
I'm gonna get with Jackie for a little bit because she's got me all riled up now. But everyone I talk to is like, well, I guess they just need to do that because the revenues. I'm like, no,
oh fuck,
they
off.
just want more money. God damn it,
they just want more money. Yeah, Jeff Bezos is like, oh boy, I'm really struggling this year. Don't know if you're gonna get any presents, Tiny Tim. Yeah, I gotta put some commercials out there, or I can sell the $110 billion yacht.
They didn't tear down that UNESCO heritage site for my fuck yacht. I need your cash. Watch these commercials.
Yeah, Reed Hastings is also super suffering. No, they are doing well financially. Paramount might be having a little problems here and there, but the Prime and the Netflix are doing A-okay.
I mean, I'm just of the mind that if I'm going to pay for a streaming service, I'm paying to stream, not watch fucking commercials.
We know.
Yeah,
Take it to Congress.
The Congress isn't going to do a goddamn thing about it. They're going to make it more commercials everywhere.
Stinker Madness is not going to do a goddamn thing about it. We get it. You don't like it.
If you're wanting to advertise on Stinker Madness, I'm sure there's a number that would accommodate my pocketbook.
God, I wish we were popular enough to sell ads, Jackie.
Then you really have to pipe down on that no commercial talk.
I thought this was free. It is. Shut up and listen to this ad about Casper mattresses. My question is, and I brought this up to Jackie outside, I've noticed a weird phenomenon with these, Sam.
Sure.
The streaming movies all have to be rated R. All of them. They have to be rated R. You go to the movie theater, they all have to be rated PG-13. You come home, they all have to be rated R. What is happening with the men in ties shooting for target MPAA ratings so that they can make more money?
See, I'm going to actually take it a little bit further in the conspiracy theory of that, because there was nothing in this explicitly that made it rated R that they couldn't have switched over to PG. They're not. They're just basically making black, and they're like, hey, make this R in post. Hey, make this PG-13 in post, and let's market it this way.
Are doing that. 100%.
Because we've got focus groups full of idiots, run by idiots, that are telling us this is going to work. I can get on the focus group thing for a while, but at the same time, like, every car is an upside down bathtub, and people just keep flocking to buy them. So the focus groups apparently are the constituents of consumers. So I guess that's what they're like.
But why? Why are the consumers being like, I'm not going to watch this? It's PG-13 as they're flipping through the channels, and they're like, wait a minute, is it tits? The kids have gone to bed, and Dad's thinking, well, I might see some tits in this movie if it's rated R.
I might see some tits in the age of the internet when I can just turn it on. I have to actually stop the tits from flying at me.
It just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
The kids like the streaming too. Make it the movie PG-13. The kids can come downstairs. They can watch it. There's not going to be any tits in it. Dad's got his phone out. It's all tits on his phone, but the kids don't see that.
See the only target audience enjoying this movie being 12-year-olds.
Right. It doesn't make sense. Why is it rated R? The Family Affair thing shouldn't have been... I can't actually remember if it was rated R. It might have been rated R.
Yeah, there was too much screwing.
Yeah, the Atlas, I mean, they're just all R-rated. I've noticed that next time you're flipping through these top 10 on Netflix or Amazon Prime, pay attention to how many of them are rated R. And
you wonder if they're just being like, hey, MPAA, we're putting R on this. And they're like, okay, cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Because they're not
I guess
gonna.
we don't have to review it then.
I mean, that's the thing is that what in Atlas was R?
I think
she says
just
fuck
F
more
words.
than once. She says fuck more than once.
It's just F words. Easily repaired if you're shooting for PG-13, which is where you make the most money at the theater. And I'm not saying that we should do that. I'm saying we should fucking get rid of the MPAA, ship those fuckers to Argentina with Hitler. Hate that shit. Fuck the rating system. Mom and Dad, stop putting labels on everything. Watch the movie. Make a determination for yourself if your child should watch it. That's how it should fucking work. But parents are too fucking lazy.
They just, I mean, because I got to get back where you're like, oh, maybe dad's going to stay up late and thinks he can see some tits. But you have to consciously know that's not happening. So now what they're thinking or what the consumer is wanting is, all right, the kids are going to go to bed. I want to watch me some F words.
F words. Oh, yeah, man. I've been waiting all day to hear somebody say motherfucker. I got fucking Disney princess over here and My Little Ponies everywhere. They're all nice. They're all sweet. They're all like, hey, did you have a good day today? And then the fucking Care Bear shows up and it's like, oh, yeah, rub my tummy. It's got a heart on it. No, motherfucker. I need some of that. No. You go to work. All you hear is motherfucker.
Yeah.
Our kids hear it at school.
Absolutely. It doesn't make any sense why the Men in Ties are directing the ratings of these movies to reach as broad as possible audience, because they're not doing it for the quality of the movie. It's only for the broadest audience. And at home, it's R-rated. I just don't get it.
Because maybe the kids are going to sneak on because they know that people are so shitty about their parental, the parameters that you can set, whatever those are called.
Right.
What are those called?
Parental
controls. Parental controls. That they're like, they're going to forget about that and the kids are going to see rated R and they're going to watch this. But then also, like, that's it. That's the end game, is like taking the 2 hours away from another streaming service.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah,
wow. Jackpot.
Right. This is me. It's really, truly becoming the fucking social media platforms. Like the same formula, like the Zuck playbook is now Amazon Prime's playbook. Like, let's just do what the Zuck does. But if you're saying, like, let's get the kiddies involved, well, we're going to put in the shittiest parental controls possible so that they're fucking on that app all the goddamn time and watching John Cena say the F word. It's not good. Next, we're going to have Russia in here making movies. It's going to be like Repo, the opera thing, all over again.
Yeah. Listened up, shitbags. You are not our comrades.
God, I wish Russia made actually like good bad movies.
There's good. I mean, there are. We just
no. I mean, like that exactly. Like if there was Russia propaganda movies,
yeah,
that weren't actually like disguised as, you know, like that weren't tricking all the conservatives currently. Cowboy or hillbilly elegy, that type of shit. Like if it was like, yes, Russia is a great place to live. Come visit us. If that was the moral of it, but the whole thing was shit. I would love that. I would just spoon feed Russia propaganda movies all day long if it was terrible. Maybe Detart, the Filipino guy, is doing that. We should see what's going on in the Philippines. But anyways, enough about that stuff. I guess we're moving on to final recommendations.
Sure. I was going to rant about all the things like the wealth gap that this was going on about, but it's just too shitty to even talk about the points that it missed.
Yeah, it sure does. It's a don't for me. After the first 10 minutes, if I had been in control outside of a podcast, I would have aborted. Even if the rest of the family kept watching it, I would have walked out and done something else. Do not. Sam.
I had just had some eggs and a Red Bull. Otherwise, I would have fallen asleep. So it's don't.
Jackie.
You know, when I picked this, I was excited. It looked like it was going to be a lot of fun. that it was going to have some, you know, laugh out loud moments. But watching it, I'm with both of you. I was terribly bored. It was just mediocre at best, and I'm going to give it a don't. I mean, I wouldn't waste your time.
And that's what I'm just so sick of this fucking shit, man. It's the Zuck playbook. It literally is, because this is background noise. People are still going to have this on their TV. They're not going to pay attention to it. It's just on. It's just on, like fucking country music is on. I'm not gonna bash country music, but go to like somebody, they don't listen to it. It's just on. It's just there. It's just some filler, because they can't deal with silence. They can't deal with their own voices, the tortured voices inside their own head that say there is problems with this world and I should do something about them, but I can't because I'm a lazy piece of shit, so I'm going to churn on country music and shitty movies like this to fill that fucking void and make my brain shut up. That's what this is. And so it's going to get all the clicks, and Prime is going to be like, oh, this is the type of thing we need to make. And actual talented directors are sitting there going,
well,
boy, I sure wish I could get a job right now.
Somebody could sneak one in, because it's like you watch this, and it's not like you wouldn't be able to get the same sort of thing sold and then do a decent job with it for the same amount of money. I mean, fuck, just spend a couple extra days writing it.
Yeah.
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 I mean, it's not like we have to blame the people that are in and made this movie for making it schlock.
Yeah, but they keep making it because
it's a blank check with a lot of these streaming services, and because of that, some of these things are really good and some of them are really interesting and they take chances and things like that. But then others of it, it's like, oh, we're just doing this for money. And that's what I'm seeing here, is they're just doing it for money. Because if they wanted to, they already got the check. It's a blank check. Do a good job if you want to. That's up to you.
Yeah.
Well, people, stop watching these shitty movies. Watch the good ones. Okay.
Like Hustle, people that haven't watched it, god damn it.
Yeah. Yeah. Right? Fuck. Next week on the show, it's my choice. I had it pulled up earlier, and now I don't have it pulled up. It's either going to be Creepazoids or shit. What was the other one that I wanted to do? It might be Creepazoids. Let's just
Creepazoids. What's that streaming on?
Amazon Prime, I believe. There's a bunch of shit on Prime right now.
Yeah, that you've been wanting to do that for years.
Yeah, so it might be that. Tentatively plan on Creepazoids. Love you, fans. Thank you for continually supporting us, and always don't hesitate to reach out to us, talk at Sneaker Madness, and hit us up on Facebook. Subscribe to us on Patreon. Support us there. Chuck Buck. And comment on our videos on YouTube. It's another great way to help the show. That's all I got. Get to the chopper.